logs off late from a long day's call, solving problems, juggling it all. When the day is done and the sun goes down, she trades the job for the open ground. There's hay to haul and stalls to clean, a muddy path where her soul feels seen. It's not just chores, it's something more. It's the dream she's always been working for. From suits to boots, from desk to dirt, she's proven what a dream is worth. You don't need fame, you don't need praise, just a will to give and a heart that stays. She's got spreadsheets open by morning light, with horses waiting come early night. She's not chasing gold or spotlight gleam, she's just living out her kind of dream. Long days, sore hands, and early starts, but the work she does with heart. 'Cause when you earn it with your time and sweat, you never live with one regret. So don't you wait for the perfect day. Find your fire and lead the way. You can thrive in both your worlds, wearing strength like a strand of pearls. From suits to boots, from desk to dirt, she's showing what her life is worth. Follow your heart and don't let go. You've got more fire than you know. Work hard, stay true, and see it through. Your double life might be the real you.
Hey y'all, I am so grateful that you're here and that you're here twice tonight, probably, most likely, and I'm a sweaty, disgusting wreck. Like, oh, I really tried to pull this together, and then I realized that if I sprayed dry shampoo in my hair, that I was going to come out looking like I had Elmer's glue, because it's like spray powder, and this is soaked with sweat. So tonight, we do not care club, okay? We do not care that we look greasy and sweaty, and we're just trying to pull it together so that way when we show up later on YouTube, that they don't think that we're both either bald or, the non-showering type. Thank y'all for being here on this late edition of Timeout Tuesday. I did not have time to grab a cocktail, but I did have time to grab a Pepsi Zero, and that, friends, is what I'm having tonight. Okay. It's been a day. It's been a Tuesday, and I don't want to tell you everything that happened tonight, but I don't even know what Lester has all told you. I owe a huge thanks to Lester for pinch hitting and giving up his time with Lex to come to you all, because I was very busy with Dr. Modesto. I heard that you got a little bit of a story, of some mystery story about some missing money, and that really is a mystery that I have heard and told multiple ways that I still can't put together and solve, and I can't do in person, and I don't understand it all, but it's all going to be okay. It's okay. We're not here to think hard about math problems, or it will drive you nuts. Lester told me that story a few years ago, and I have to put it out of my head, because it doesn't make up. It doesn't match. So anyway, cheers to Timeout Tuesday. Okay. So, if you watched my video today, you know that our Val is having some problems. This morning, we called Dr. Modesto. Actually, Lester did because my day was jam packed with an insane amount of meetings. And they heard our plea and squeezed us into today. And I'm extremely grateful for that because there's nothing more validating and um, I don't know the word that I'm looking for here. Affirming to know that someone else cares about your animals in the same way that you do. So the fact that he tagged us on to the end of his day and had to miss time with his family to be here um, just tells me how much that he truly has a passion for animals. And it was good. It was really good. Y'all are still trying to figure out the math problem. Don't suck me into the math problem, okay? It's just I can't do any math tonight. My brain is mathed out. My brain is like, I'm done. I'm done with it. So welcome to the real Timeout Tuesday. Even though Lester pitched in and filled some time for me and let y'all know that I was busy, I didn't want you to worry. So that was really helpful. But here we are as part of the We Do Not Care Club, the Suits to Boots edition of the We Do Not Care Club, and the Timeout Tuesday with all my Pearl friends. Everybody take a breath, okay? We're going to be okay. So, first, I don't want to tell you everything, but Val is okay. She is heavily medicated right now, and we were able to get some x-rays, and I'll tell you all about that in tomorrow's video in detail. But there's a funny thing that happened tonight. Now I have hiccups. This is so bad. I don't have time for hiccups. There's no time for hiccups. Talk yourself out of it. The funniest thing that happened tonight is that Terrence would not leave Dr. Modesto or his handler alone. I had to close doors, and my entire job tonight was keeping Terrence away from them. Do you know that Terrence has never once come towards me, ever? However, he would not leave them alone. He followed them halfway down the driveway today and would not, it blew my mind. And then whenever they got halfway down the driveway, he turned around and like kicked rocks at him. I'm like, okay, tough guy, way to go. Who is this rooster? Totally crazy. So that was pretty funny. And the fact that he's really tiny. And then Dr. Modesto told me a story that he had a rooster at home that followed him around like a dog. He goes, I would pick it up and I would put it in my little wagon, and he goes, it was my pet. It was my dog. I didn't have a dog. I had a rooster. And he goes, but he didn't look like that. He goes, that thing's about the fourth of the size. So that was pretty funny. It's always good to see him. It's very educational. I have a lot to share tomorrow. I have not edited a single thing yet, obviously, because I'm running around a little bit like my head's cut off. But we're in a good place, and it should only get better from here. And that's the best that I can tell you for now. So I didn't know how to come in today's live because I'm late, obviously. So I'm just rolling with it. And I don't want to get all emotional, from a Facebook standpoint, a lady named Molly sent me a question today of the day to ask, and I did it. And then y'all responded. And then I spent a lot of time getting so emotional and in the feels. And the question was, out of all of our animals, who do you relate to, or who made you see something in yourself that you didn't see before, and why? And let me tell you, if you need to let out some tears, oh my God, go read the comments on that, because It's powerful, incredibly powerful. I cried over it a lot, like a whole lot. So that's on From Suits to Boots question of the day. And it is a deeper question than I even thought it was going to be. And I definitely recommend that you read through the comments and let it all out. I'll just say that. My phone, Dr. Modesto is sending me things. Hold on a second here. I just want to be sure I respond to him accordingly. Okay. So, I feel like I also need to clear some air, and this is not a negative thing at all, but there was a lot of rhetoric on my Val video today of how we have had a lot of horse problems here, and that maybe this land or this property is not for the horses. And I just feel like I need to clarify some things because maybe I haven't done this justice in the past to compare some things. And I'm not being defensive. I just want to be factual. So, we in fact have lost 2 horses since acquiring this property. However, neither can be attributed to the property itself. Nobody fell off the edge or anything like that. So I have to remind everyone that not all horses come to us young, spry, healthy, full of things. And that I'm not a horse expert or a horse whisperer, and we are not an equine center. So, first, Dixie. So Dixie was 26 when she came here, and she did have a hoof issue that came from thrush. So we had a significant amount of moisture, and moisture got trapped, and she ended up getting a thrush infection, which is bacterial or fungal, and it makes their foot hurt. And it caused her to not want to walk on that foot, and she ended up getting an episode of colic. That was actually not related to her passing. However, it was the gateway to us running blood work and figuring out what was actually wrong. She was 28 at the time that she passed. She had equine metabolic disease. She also had Cushing's, and she had a brain tumor. Cancer throughout her body. And we chose to give her, I'm not going to cry. We chose that path for her. She told me, but we did it. Now, Voodoo had multiple bouts of laminitis since the day that he came to us. That happened all the way back at Plum Grove. He had very flat feet that led to him getting thrush a few times, but also a few abscesses because of his flat feet. He also had an injury to his pastern, which is the part underneath, the back side of their hoof. He too had equine metabolic syndrome and tested positive for Cushing's in the end. His laminitis led to horrific pain. And I take responsibility for not being educated early on about diet or about flat feet or just about horses in general. But it wasn't the property here. The hills don't cause injuries like that. It actually builds muscle. And many horses, 85% of horses, Dr. Modesto actually confirmed that. He goes, 85% of horses end up with equine metabolic syndrome. And he goes, an even higher amount end up with Cushing's if they've tested positive for equine metabolic syndrome. He goes, "Some of that can, be controlled with diet early on in their age." He goes, "But if you didn't raise these horses from babies, how do you know what happened before you?" He goes, "Not to mention what they're genetically predisposed to or predisposition for." And he goes, "There's so much more." He goes, "Yes, you can own it if you want to." He goes, "But you you aren't doing this intentionally." He goes, "You're learning and you're learning from all of your experiences." And he goes, "And you have every right to be concerned for all that you're asked." Because I asked him to do a lot tonight, but it's not the property. It's not something in the water or something on the ground or things like that. So those are two dynamically different reasons why those two horses passed. They had similar diagnosis that were, we'll call them comorbidities. That's what we would say about in human lives. But you can't prevent every single thing when it comes to those things. And then Ivy. So Ivy has a tumor on the side of her ankle that is proud flesh that grows. And we believe that it stems from her original injury. When she came to us, she was tangled up in a goat wire fence. It was absolutely embedded in her ankle. And we believe that had some permanent damage. And basically, it's like scar tissue, proud flesh is. It just keeps producing and keeps producing and keeps producing. It's almost like the body's way of trying to continually heal. Last year, she ended up with a bone infection. And I thought for sure that it came from the moisture in the pastures. Um, what I learned is that that injury probably has just a long lasting piece. And when it hurts her more due to it being cold or that type of thing, she stops putting weight on it. And the weight, when animals that have four limbs put weight on their limbs, it makes circulation happen. If they stop putting weight on it, which she did, the blood flows down but not back up, so it starts to swell. And there's no heart to pump it back up. And if they're not using it, it's not getting fresh blood to heal anything either. So the reason that she had to be on antibiotics so long is, number one, a bone infection takes a long time to heal. But it's also because she wasn't using it and didn't have a lot of circulation to be able to promote that healing as well. So what I'm saying is, and I say some of this in my video tomorrow morning too, what I'm saying is there's a dynamically different amount of variety of injuries. We've had other animals have injuries. We've even had death here. We're not perfect. We've never claimed to be perfect, and we've certainly never claimed to be horse experts or any kind of animal expert whatsoever. And all I'm saying is that there was a lot of rhetoric around, like, they don't belong there, you're being selfish, like all of these things. And I don't typically read the comments, but sometimes whenever there's something going on, I will read the comments because I'm looking for someone who has experienced what I am and might have an idea of what's going on. And today I got a little hung up in that piece of things of, like, the keyboard warriors, the people who know it all and just want to point out all the things that I do wrong. And I guess I just got there's just a little bit of an extra dose of things lately, and between Sunday's live and that, and then there's an email that came across to Lester, and I need to preface, I don't like to talk about this, and I don't like to use Timeout Tuesday to talk about this stuff, but I'm in the We Do Not Care Club, and I just feel like I just need to get this off my chest tonight, okay? When the farrier Damien came out about a month ago to the JL North, and I was out talking while Lester ran to get coffee or whatever, someone sent the nastiest email. And it included phrases like, Jamie should be the one to go get the coffee, and of course you were the gentleman, and she's just over there flirting, all these other things. And then the nastiest part of the whole thing was, She goes, I died laughing when you told the farrier that Jamie got kicked in the face by that horse, and her face froze when you said it. She goes, that was the greatest moment of my life, and it made her shut up. And I was like, who do people think that they are to email my partner? Or for that matter, to email me about my partner saying negative things like suddenly I'm on their side or that Lester's on their side. I I don't comprehend, first of all. But it starts to add up. Starts to take a toll. And I like sometimes need to remind people that I'm a human and I have feelings. And that one was like, what? But then add it with today's, you should bring them to Lester's. I don't know if y'all know this, but Lester and Jamie do all of this together, okay? You may see me out doing some things alone. You may see Lester doing some things alone, but at the end of the day, it's a we thing. It is not Lester versus Jamie or Jamie versus Lester, and I'm just not going to tolerate that at all. It's not Lester's property or Jamie's property. It's not Lester's horses or Jamie's horses. He claimed cows. I don't care. I don't really care about that. But again, I don't like to make Timeout Tuesday about heavy stuff. But all of that was just like, dang. Anyway, so back to our regularly scheduled program. I just needed to say that about the things that have happened to the animals, the Dixie and Voodoo situations, and how they are different. But don't think for 1 second that I haven't looked at this property several times and said, we're cursed. There are still some crazy things that have happened here that are unexplainable. The day my mini truck went into the fence, the garage doors going up and down on their own, the cherubs moving out there, the boot that still keeps coming up after all of the things. Do you know that boot ended up by the fire pit? And I still don't know why. There's a lot. So don't think for 1 second that I didn't look at this property and go, okay, what do you want me to do? Because stop hurting my animals. But I just will reiterate again. Val's gonna be okay. We have a little bit of a road with her, but Val's gonna be okay. So Amy, the boot is still moving. I won't touch it now. I don't know why. And Lori, my sponsorship was over with the mini truck, so we had to give that back. I love that mini truck. I miss the mini truck. My property does need to be cleansed. My soul needs to be cleansed too. Like, bring on the cleansing in every way possible. Definitely gonna need that. Okay. So we're moving on to positive news now, okay? Like, we've cleansed and gotten our tear ducts opened up, and I'm taking a deep breath. On a positive note, yesterday y'all voted for the name of the new motorhome. Some people didn't like the options, but it's okay. They were the most common options. We are going to call that the Mini Pearl. Yeah. So, pretty excited about that. And don't worry, I don't intend to wrap it or to identify it. I just around here, and when I talk about it, like, I'll be taking the mini pearl out, or, me and Minnie are gonna do this. So I'm not intending to like put anything on it that makes it identifiable in, stranger danger and that type of thing, or anything to interfere with my safety. Um, but I wanted it to have a name, you know. I'm big on naming things. So we're gonna call her the Mini Pearl. And the Mini Pearl's like super big journey begins next week, Thursday. And I'm getting nervous. Not in a like negative way, but in like a, oh my gosh, conscious way of mapping out my route. And also, I'm going to print out my map just in case I don't have cell phone service or something like that, even though I can read signs and I've done it before. I just feel like I would feel better having a an option. And I when we purchased the RV, it came with an app that does um RV navigation. So you put in your height, it'll tell you where you can and can't go. Fortunately, the only place that I really can't go is like drive-throughs, which is probably a blessing, to be completely candid. So I'm really pumped about this trip, and I started to like get all the little things ready in the RV. Like Sunday, Lester went to the JL and he dropped me off at Beals or Bells or whatever you want to call it, the discount store. It's like the only store we have besides Walmart in Livingston. And I was able to get some of the little things, like salt and pepper. And I wanted to have just a few kitchen things so that I can cook food or make food. I love tuna. Don't make fun of me. Don't come at me. Some people love it. Some people hate it. I'm a big fan of the packet tuna, like the albacore or the white tuna. And it's very easy for me to dump some relish and dump some mayonnaise, salt and pepper, and then I eat it with crackers, or just in leaf lettuce. So I think like that's going to be a few of my meals. And I got some soap. Thank you for those that sent me reminders of that. I actually got dish soap, and I bought myself some shampoo and conditioner. And then I have some soap still from Zion Creek from Sean. So that will go in the RV. And I've slowly been like putting it together, like thinking through. I'm bringing 2 towels, not, like this is also very different for me to be such a minimalist. And somebody sent me a coffee maker. I saw it today. Miss Brenda, thank you. I think that I'm gonna bring one coffee mug, like one, not a glass mug, like a like not a Stanley, but like a insulated cup. And then like I'm trying to be so minimalist that I only have enough for me, and then just kind of go from there. I'm still pending my water hose. That's still on my list. And the other thing I was going to tell you about the rest of my food plans. So obviously there'll probably be like a few meals while I'm there that we'll eat out. So I'm not worried about like 6 days of every meal or anything like that. But tuna, for when I drive, I can eat tuna anytime. And then I love chili. So I will probably bring a couple of cans of chili, again with crackers, kind of a crackeraholic. Blame that on my mother. And then I did grab some, oh my goodness. I'm going all over the place here. They make these little, they're little rice bowls, like instant rice bowls that the rice is all freeze dried and you just put water in and cook. I found one the other day that was chicken fried rice by Knorr, Knorr. I haven't tried it yet. I figure I'll try one before I leave because that feels like something I would really enjoy, especially a little soy sauce on that. And then they make like this packet of grilled chicken that you can buy pre-cooked and put in the fridge, or I could potentially get a rotisserie chicken, which I will eat a rotisserie chicken like a savage in the front seat with my fingers from Sam's or Walmart. It's out of control. So I think that I could do all of that and I'll be good. I'm trying to really behave diet-wise. That is not low carb. I recognize that, but we ain't doing low carb on the road trying to be friendly with people because there's no friendly Jamie when it comes to low carb. I can't stand myself for the first 2 weeks on low carb, and there's no reason to start now. So, Gina also eats a rotisserie chicken in the car. I'm glad I'm not the only one, okay? They're so good and they're not expensive. I think it's by design that they make it less expensive on the other side of the store so you'll walk in and buy other things along with it. Like it's the reason you went there. But to get there, you have to pass by all these other delectable things. I did buy a can opener. Denise, I don't like regular yogurt alone. I like yogurt that has like the fruit and the granola, like the parfait style, but for whatever reason, I cannot bring myself to eat plain yogurt. I could freeze it, and I may do that, but I I'm gonna keep it pretty minimal. Somebody sent me some kitchen towels, probably because Lester keeps stealing mine. Grateful for that. I put a few in the RV. I did put real silverware in the RV, and that was something that people were, like, freaking out about, like, "Why not just get plastic?" I don't know, there's something about being able to eat off of a real fork if I can. I don't mind packing a few plasticware things, but I prefer real silverware. I'm a weirdo, and I don't mind washing that by itself instantly. Jerry likes Greek yogurt. Okay. Doesn't it taste a little chalky to you? Because to me, Greek yogurt is a little chalky. Maybe it's just the ones I've eaten. It's not smooth to me. It tastes, I don't know. I also don't like cottage cheese though, so maybe that's right up the same alley. I do have a few trash bags, and then I brought a few Ziploc bags. And Lester's like, "Why do you need Ziploc bags?" I don't know. Feels like a thing that I should have just in case in for whatever reason of leftovers or things I don't want to eat, or maybe I want to repackage. I just envision myself otherwise tying it up in like a Walmart bag and putting it in the fridge. So I feel like if I have a baggie or two that I'll be in a safe space. Um, what I really want to do before I go is I would love to go find a duplicate set of my makeup to just keep in the RV. I hate dragging stuff back and forth. I would rather just like have it. So we'll see. See if I have the time to actually run and grab some of that stuff. We ain't fancy. It's like Maybelline and that type of thing. So we'll see. We'll absolutely see. Try Chobani liquid yogurt. Okay, Chobani is the one that I didn't like, I think. But I didn't try liquid. Greek yogurt with Greek God's honey vanilla yogurt. Okay. Lori, that's so sweet of you. You did not have to do that. And somebody else sent something, and I don't know how to see it. Whoever sent that, Carol, thank you very much. Got to get the yogurt with fruit and honey. Okay, y'all have convinced me. I will try it. I can do most yogurt with fruit and honey, or fruit and granola. I like the crunch. Try Oikos. Chobani is chalky. I'm gonna have to go and just get several yogurts and have a yogurt taste test with y'all, I think. I feel like I could do that. Lester loves yogurt. Loves it. Specifically vanilla yogurt. He will eat it if it's there. So I try to keep some around. I'm guilty though that I will not take the time to cut up my fruit to put into the yogurt and then to pour in the granola. I prefer to buy the pre-made 3-part separated little parfait thingy that you just dump the thing and then stir. I know that's spoiled, but it's a confession and it's real. Marcia, make your own granola. Now you're getting crazy. I've never made granola. How do you make granola? I'm guessing oats. What else is in granola? I have so many questions right now. I've never once thought to make granola. Now, Amy says it's easy. Amy, all right, somebody sent me a granola recipe and we will try to crank out some granola because that sounds good. Madeline, I do love freeze-dried yogurt. I will eat that. I love freeze-dried everything. It's bad. In the summertime, I can't use my freeze dryer because it's too hot in the shop. It will not work. But in the fall and the winter, it's kind of going nonstop. Vicky says oatmeal. Well, what else is in it besides oatmeal? Baked granola, maple syrup, and whatever else you like. I'm so confused right now. Magic oat pie. Y'all are killing me right now. Oats, peanut butter, honey. I missed it. Nuts. Oats, nuts, and maple syrup. There's maple syrup in granola? Almonds? Okay. Thank you, Miss Michelle. Y'all don't have to do that. All right, I'm going to figure out how to make granola. I can't put raisins in it because Lester will never eat it, ever. And I don't think the horses could eat it if I put great raisins in it either. I know dogs can't. I've never thought about that. Can horses eat raisins? They can eat grapes. Something to look up. Horses and dogs are very similar in their ability to metabolize certain things. So now I'm wondering. Leaves and twigs, Carolyn says. All right, I will figure out the granola piece. That sounds delicious, actually. Now the great debate. Raisins are nasty. Okay, I don't hate raisins. I like the raisins that come in the trail mix because they have salt on them. I prefer craisins, so the cranberry dried version. But now I need to know. Yes to raisins or no to raisins? Let's hear it, since it is the great debate. Christy wants trail mix with chocolate. We have bypassed raisins and have moved directly to chocolate. Lisa has never had anything freeze-dried. Miss Lisa, have you ever had the marshmallows in Lucky Charms? Oh, there's a lot. There is a great debate of raisins are 50-50 split right now. And somebody's with me on the craisins. Oh, Lori says, I'll just have raisins that are covered in chocolate. Wow. Okay. You can add chocolate chips to your granola. Now we're getting a little bit crazy here. Chocolate chips in the granola as well. What are cold raisins? You put your raisins in the fridge? Raisins only by themselves. All right, now, if you like raisins, do you put raisins in your dressing for Thanksgiving? Like your stuffing? Because that is the place that I cannot get on board with raisins being in. I don't want raisins in my stuffing, dressing, whatever you want to call it. I don't like it. Lori doesn't like the marshmallows in Lucky Charms. Well, Miss Lori, those are freeze-dried marshmallows. You have had something freeze-dried. Yeah, no to the raisins. Okay, we're all pretty much on board with the no raisins in the dressing, stuffing. So we can still be friends. Oh, Florida native says, yep, it goes in. Frozen grapes sounds so good. Y'all are getting me in trouble with this food situation. I was not hungry till we started hanging out. Have y'all tried those frozen grapes that they have in the freezer section that are like sugar coated, like they're covered in Jello? Yeah, it's in Jello powder and they're sour. Miss Molly, thank you so very much. I brought them to Lester and he was like, no, it's gross. It's sour. Oh my God, they're good. like really good. If you take grapes and you run them over water and then you roll them in the powder from Jell-O and then freeze them, oh my God. So good. Like so good. I also love frozen blueberries. That sounds delicious. Who's is that? I don't know who BK Jr. is, but oh my goodness, thank you so very much. And Miss Lori. Y'all don't have to do that. Don't make me cry again, please. I already I've lost it a few times today. I cried in front of Dr. Modesto tonight, okay? Like, if you want to know the truth, that happened tonight as well. One of them days. It will pass. It will absolutely pass. BK Jr. says, I like frozen water. I like frozen water too, in the form of Sonic ice, like the tiny little crushed nugget ice. I could eat it all day. It's delicious. Okay. So, big things ahead. Tomorrow, of course, the video of Val it's a really big deal. But also, I think that we're doing something with the boys tomorrow night. I'm not going to tell you what. That is something Lester can tell y'all. Work is like reaching the highest peak ever of busyness. So my days are like super consumed, but my evenings I'm trying really hard to be outside and do all the things. And what I was doing between the time that Dr. Modesto left and the time that I was hanging out with you is a whole other scenario that's happening. And that was an extra, sorry, I took 5 more minutes from you to be able to accomplish something. And there will be some animals leaving here this week and not returning. So there's that. And then what else is going on this week? I am slated to meet up with Stephanie tomorrow afternoon. I'm thinking here what else is happening. Thursday, someone is coming over to work with some animals. I'm running through all of the things in my head. I think that's the biggest things for this week. But next week, let me get your opinion. My original plans of driving up north were I would get done with chores here and then get into the RV and drive until it was time for me to call it a night. That could be 10 o'clock. That could be midnight. And that should put me around halfway. And then the next morning, I could wake up. In this instance, I actually took off work so I wouldn't have to work. And then I could drive the rest of the way and be there somewhere around midday or find myself doing a few things here and there. However, since it's the first round, I'm considering, should I just leave in the morning and go as far as I can and make my daytime driving be the driving? On one hand, I'll be able to see more. There's less chance of deer and other animals. But on the other hand, I feel like that's when the roads are the most crowded as well. So I'm torn. Do I leave in the morning or do I leave in the evening? Yeah, see, a lot of you are torn too. I feel like it's been many years since I've driven this drive, and it is the first time I'm driving the RV. I have 24-hour roadside assistance, but I feel like if something happened that I would be safer during the day and be able to have a more responsive resource during the daytime. Specifically, this is the first trip of this long in this RV. Then I can take my time, get to where I want to go. If I happen to be able to make the whole drive in one day, then great. And if I don't, I'll at least make it pretty close so that the next morning is a very short drive. No matter what, I will take my time and do what I feel is safest and try to avoid rush hours and other, heavy traffic times. But if I did that evening thing, it would split up the drive for sure. Yeah. I'm torn, and y'all are giving me torn answers too. I don't know. I think it's gonna partially depend on how the week goes as well, how Val's recovery is coming along, what else is around, going on. Hopefully, knock on everything, that nothing else happens to be able to cause any deterrence. I'm getting really excited about the baby shower. I'm getting even more excited about a baby coming soon. I was looking at Kendra's registry and noticing just some of the little tiny things that I didn't think about that are just neat, really neat. And I have been practicing a song that I want to sing for my grandbaby. So it's not perfected yet, but I've been practicing playing it. So hopefully by the time that she's born that I will have it memorized and be able to do that. And I'll practice with y'all as we get closer, as I get better. Um, and then the other thing is Kendra asked for books to be able to read to the baby. And I wrote my book. So instead of buying a children's book, I wrote one. And it should be here. It should be here Monday or Tuesday. Cross your fingers. If it's here by the time for Timeout Tuesday, I will read it to y'all because I think it's really special and neat. I will absolutely not miss Nancy play it on a kazoo. Lester may have his very own peep pop song that he wants to play on a kazoo, but this girl is not a kazoo kind of girl. So, October 22nd is the delivery day and the baby's healthy and everything's coming along. So it's kind of exciting times. The 28th, I think it's the 26th or the 28th is the official real start on their house. I don't want to call it a demo, but it's got to be demoed before it can be redone. So that is also exciting things that are happening. And there's a lot of really good, I guess is what I'm saying. There's a lot of really beautiful, wonderful, fabulous things that are happening. And I can't wait to share them all with you. And while some things can really drag you down and tear you apart, there's so much good that it's hard to stay there very long. So I'm excited. I have kept y'all a very long time, considering that y'all spent time with Lester trying to solve a math problem tonight. I'm so grateful. So grateful for you. I feel like I'm sitting directly across from my best friend every time that I come on Timeout Tuesday. I wish I could hear you and how your day was and about your hopes and dreams and frustrations and the things that you do and do not care about. And maybe one day we can. I love you all from the very bottom of my heart. And I truly feel blessed that you choose to give me your greatest gift of all, which is your time. I hope that you stay safe and stay well. And I'm so thankful for your thoughts and prayers for our Val, because they're working. One more time. Cheers to you and to Timeout Tuesday, and for all of the good that's going on in our lives. I love you so very much, and I will catch you tomorrow morning. One more thing. We're going to start this bad boy over. Go to the beginning.
She logs off late from a long day's call, solving problems, juggling it all. When the day is done and the sun goes down, she trades the job for the open ground. There's hay to haul and stalls to clean, a muddy path where her soul feels seen. It's not just chores, it's something more. It's the dream she's always been working for. From suits to boots, from desk to dirt, she's proven what a dream is worth. You don't need fame, you don't need praise, just a will to give and a heart that stays. She's got spreadsheets open by morning light, with horses waiting come early night. She's not chasing gold or spot,